If you brought a pair of these to the body shop, they wouldn't know what to do. Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to MapleLeaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:64 scale Hot Wheels Volkswagen Beetle. I've used this casting before in other projects, but this one's going to get a special treatment. There's nothing really unique or outstanding about this Beetle, but that's going to suit my theme just fine. I'm going to use it as my entry for the Four Horsemen October Halloween Invitational. I invite you to visit my colleagues Paul at Diecast Graveyard, Tom at Spork Syndicate, and Skip at Crossroad Diecast Speed Shop, as well as our special guest horseman for this month, Eddie from Simple Kustoms. There are only 2 more builds to round out the year, and I hope you'll join in with us. Remember, you're always invited, whether you have a social media platform or not. I'm careful to take this one apart because I'm going to use all of the original pieces, including the glass, this plastic interior, and the plastic chassis, as well as original wheels. No need to even take the wheels off this time. My regular paint stripper does its usual fast-acting treatment on the Beetle. Here it is bubbling up in a short time-lapse sequence. I'm down to bare metal with just a few remnants of the original paint, which can easily be cleaned up. The special feature for this build is a pair of 3D printed bat wings. They look like this. I experimented with a couple of different sizes and settled on this because they look like they could launch the bug into the air and keep it aloft. There will be lots of fun builds coming up on my channel, mostly on Saturdays. Of special note is the super huge, ginormous build-off Phase 5. That's the final installment of about a year-long series of competitive builds sponsored by Diecast Graveyard. The last one is on the theme of graveyard dioramas, and this car will be the centerpiece of that. If you follow my channel, you know that I have fits whenever I see a colored windshield that I need to replace with a clear one. This time, I'm changing clear to orange. Go figure. Today's community shoutout goes to an Indonesian YouTube channel called HOBBYANS. You can get in on the ground floor of this one. There are only 12 subscribers. Follow the link in the description and it'll take you right there. These Beetles all have a bad casting line right on the front trunk that I had to take down. And now for the very fun part of attaching the 3D printed bat wings. I position them with super glue, and once I get that just right, I lock it down with some baking soda on top of that, and my practice is to go over the baking soda again with another little squirt of super glue, just to make sure that's as strong a bond as possible. Same procedure on the other side. Come on now, you gotta admit, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I think so. I've reassembled the interior and the chassis and the wheels, everything except the glass. It's not screwed back together yet. It all gets primed, including the wheels. I put that into a brand new food dehydrator that our Guest Horseman Eddie Papandrea recommended to me after he saw a demo video by Barbatos Rex. Got one for myself now, and I can recommend it to you. It's great for this hobby. It cured the primer beautifully. Now I've got it set up to receive some Vallejo acrylic black paint. It's a bat, it's Halloween. There are no highlights at all, for this is a creature of the night. Flat, matte black over everything, including the wheels, the undercarriage of the chassis, everything except the glass. I mixed up some dark gray acrylic paint with which I'm going to dry brush on just a couple of strokes on top of the veins of the wings so they stand out ever so slightly. Following that, I gave everything a very light dusting of dark gray with my airbrush. There really wasn't all that much to this one, was there? The main thing to be careful about during reassembly is not to clip those wings or damage the very delicate tips of them. So I'm careful to do this at a prescribed safe altitude above my hobby desk. Couple of replacement screws go into the bottom. I'll touch them up with some black as well to blend in perfectly. And although it's meant to fly, it does roll. Let's have a closer look. The orange glass and headlights really stand in stark contrast now against the all matte black body, the traditional Halloween colors. Once again, this one will serve as the centerpiece for my super huge, ginormous build-off graveyard diorama. It was a nondescript wood-paneled VW Beetle to begin with. And I've turned it into what I call the Batmobeetle. Lots of fun. The 3D printer sure does carry its own weight around here. The bat wings were the feature attraction on this build, that's for sure. Thanks again to Eddie Papandrea from Simple Kustoms for being our guest horseman. If you participated, we ask you to send in a nice glamour shot to that email address, and don't forget to use the hashtag Four Horsemen Diecast if you upload your work. Thanks for visiting my channel again today. Be sure to watch all of the other Halloween builds. It's coffee time.